Alright, before we hop into the video, here is Genesis chapter 5. This is the book of the lineage of Adam. In the day that God created man, he made him to the likeness of God. He created them, male and female, and he blessed them, and he called their name Adam. In the day when they were created. Then Adam lived for 130 years. 130 years, and then he conceived a son in his own image and likeness, and he called his name Seth. And after he conceived Seth, the days of Adam that passed were 800 years, and he conceived sons and daughters. And all the time that passed while Adam lived was 930 years, and then he died. Seth likewise lived for 105 years, and then he conceived Enos. And after he conceived Enos, Seth lived for 807 years, and he conceived sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth had passed were 912 days, or 912 years, and then he died. In truth, Enos lived 90 years, and then he conceived Canaan. After his birth, he lived 815 years, and he conceived sons and daughters. And all the days of Enos that passed were 905 years, and then he died. Likewise, Canaan lived 70 years, and then he conceived Mahalalel. And after he conceived Mahalalel, Canaan lived for 840 years, and he conceived sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan that passed were 910 years, and then he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years, and then he conceived Jared. And after he conceived Jared, Mahalalel lived for 830 years, and he conceived sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel that passed were 895 years, and then he died. And Jared lived for 162 years, and then he conceived Enoch. And after he conceived Enoch, Jared lived for 800 years, and he conceived sons and daughters. And all the days of Jared that passed were 962 years, and then he died. Now Enoch lived for 65 years, and then he conceived Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God, and after he conceived Methuselah, he lived for 300 years and conceived sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch that passed were 365 years, and he walked with God. And then he was seen no more before God, because God took him. Likewise, Mahalalel lived for 187 years, and then he conceived Lamech. Then he conceived Lamech, and after he conceived Lamech, Methuselah lived for 782 years, and he conceived sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah that passed were 969 years, and then he died. The Lamech lived for 182 years, and he conceived a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, "This one will console us from the works and hardships of our hands in the land that the Lord has cursed." And after he conceived Noah, Lamech lived for 595 years, and he conceived sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech that passed were 777 years, and then he died. In truth, when Noah was 500 years old, he conceived Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So, I just going through. So this is pretty simple to explain. I mean, it's pretty straightforward what's going on in this in Genesis 5. It's just showing um, Adam's descendants and how long he lived, and all of his descendants live. Pretty much most of his descendants live, all the way down till we get back down to Noah here, and and it just tells us about how the sons that Noah has. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It really just talks about the bloodline and how the descendants of Adam. All right, let's hop straight into the video.